if Jamie is, I heard that. Is Jamie, are you doing any kind of introduction or do I just begin? Over to you, Jamie. Okay, I don't hear her, so you go ahead and begin, she says. And welcome, Lauren. I see you entered the room. Well, today we are talking about books with kids. We're doing book talks. That's what this whole thing is about. And at my job at Vaudeville and Christ Academy, I was librarian. No, I don't have a degree. I have a degree in education. So I'm an educator. I was a teacher. I was a tech integrator. I was the gopher. I was the librarian. And, well, economy's bad. Y'all know that. So now I'm the flat classroom coordinator. And I'm working on a PhD in ed tech. So today we're going to focus, not on me, on talking about books with kids. So let's see if we can do this. What is a book talk? A book talk is a conversation. It's about a story. It's about a book. Every book is about a story. It tells a story. We have a 2-year-old in the house, and I always say, what's the story? And he's going to get it eventually if you look at the pictures that tells the story. And the pictures, well, also the words tell a story. We want kids to be talking about stories. We want them to be conversing. That's all it is. Well, here is one that I wanted to share with you, and I'm going to see if this will actually load. So I'm going to go over here and grab this URL, but I did give you the URL there for convenience. And we're going to see if this actually, it says enter URL. So I practiced this with Steve. I'm not real good at this, but I think it might work. You might be able to see part of this. Not all of it. At least I can't. If you could hear that, please type yes. Thank you. Okay, that was an example, and let's see if we can go back to the slide. Not sure. Oh, there we go. All right. So that was for Green Tunis, and I think I actually had a different one in there, but that's okay. She did that Emperor Penguin one, and I wanted to show you that. And then I also wanted to show you, let's close this so I don't get confused. Here's another example. These are all VoiceThreads, and I personally think that VoiceThread is the easiest one to get teachers involved in because it's so easy to make. This one is actually going to show for me the whole way if it actually loads. And I will put the URL in the chat for you. I hope you can hear it when it plays. That one's a little louder for me. Okay, and I'm going to stop that because it just goes back to the same thing. I have put the URLs there for you so that you can look at them. Okay, and well, why? Why do we want kids to talk about book talks? Well, like I say on the slide, I did a nice little Wordle there. Actually, I think someone else did that. You know, it's been so long, I don't remember. Why? Book talks enable students to relate the story events in sequence. And that was an important thing that we were working on in first grade, in kindergarten, and sixth grade, the sequence. What came first, what was in the middle, what was at the end. And to perceive structure in the literature, and to increase comprehension of the literature. So comparing things, comparing stories across cultures, that's why we want kids to do book talks. We want them, like we were talking in the keynote, the QR codes. If we could have a book about some princess that a kid reads, they turn it over on the last cover and it has a QR code, and they can take a picture of that with their cell phone or with mom and daddy's cell phone, and they go to that place on the web, and it's a place where kids are talking about that book. Just think about how good that is. You're ingraining that. You're making neurons fire there. You're really increasing comprehension. I think I've gone on enough about that. So, first, have your kids select books, read books. We're all really good at that. Then, and I was concentrating at Bond 40 to disclose that on this thing with primary. Have the kids fill out a story sequence paper. Now in kindergarten we drew pictures. In first grade, second grade, third grade we were writing. And depending on the level, we were writing phrases, or we were writing nouns, or we were writing sentences, or we were writing a paragraph. So you want them to fill out the beginning, the middle, and the end. And you can use any story chart you want, but it's good to get the stuff where they can see it. And yes, I did use paper ones, and I've scanned this here for your convenience. And I will give you a link to all this stuff in a moment. Students, this all you have to do is have them locate 3 pictures. And I just love this picture. Just think of all the stories that you could generate just from that picture alone. So you have the kids that you're working with, excuse me, locate 3 pictures that portray the story sequence. Maybe they will create their own pictures, and I suggest Sumo Paint, Dapple Board, or Sketch and Paint. And I'm sure you have your own favorites, and that's fine too. Scan their pictures if you have a scanner, or find pictures online at Pix for Learning, which is a really good, safe place to go. If you have older kids, like high school kids, use Flickr CC. When kids can make wise decisions to say, I don't want to go to that one, especially in school. But when they're young, you want to do that for them. You want to filter all the garbage out for them. Now I see a question here. When you scan the kids' pictures, you don't have to worry about copyright. Well, if the kid is drawing the picture, no, you don't have to, because, well, they're probably 5 or 6. Now, if they're going to be a future Picasso, maybe in the future you would have to worry about that, Peggy. But for those kids, no. Now, Pix for Learning has a collection of pictures that are good to use. And Flickr CC has Creative Commons pictures that you can use. And probably every country has a collection of things they can use. Okay, now you want to save those pictures to the computer desktop. Why? Because you'll find it there. It's easy to find it, and then it's easy to locate and delete when you're done, or to put on a flash drive for filing or whatever you do. But put it all into a folder that you create, and you give it names. Like the folder for this presentation is called Library 2.011. It's on my desktop. I can find it. Everything's there. This is an easy way to locate all the stuff you need at your fingertips, because face it, when you get library lady in your session, you don't really want to be telling her about how to run her library. You get a little nervous. Yes, library lady is in here. So you want to create a folder, and I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, now this is a first grade teacher making a voice thread, and that is my Earl, and I am going to go here. Where is my, that's not it. Okay, I'm searching for this one and I don't see it. So what I thought would happen has happened, and I'm going to go down here. Oh, that's a slideshow. That's a different one. Somebody in the Three Bears. Oh, that's such a cute one. So I'm sure Peggy is already searching for it, and I'm sure she's going to find it momentarily, and she will probably tell us what she does, because she's so good at that stuff. And I'm going here to my voice to see if I can see the stuff does take a while to load. Okay, here we go. I've got it. I hear it playing, so I hope it will stop for a moment for me by 9. And I want to load this. There we go. This is Somebody in the Three Bears. You will love it. Let me just stop this for a second and explain. This is the first grade at Broadfording, and their teacher had them read this book all together, and then they came and one at a time and said what they liked about this on the voice thread. Now, this teacher had just learned to use voice thread. It was very hesitant to do so. So you could see how she made the picture here. That's okay. That's fine. As long as the kids are talking about books, I'll continue. Well, that was very interesting thing that they had there. Let's see if I can get back here. So that's a picture up here in the corner of this cover and one of the students. And yes, we have to do back heads. And that was that thing. And I think that's the wrong link. I put the right link into the chat, so use that one. Let's see what's next. Third graders made a voice thread as well at this. Let's see if we get this link. That's right there where I need to be. And I'll come back here, and yes, I talk to myself. Isn't it wonderful how I talk to myself all the time? I answer myself too. Here you go. Okay, now we're going to go back here to this one, and we're going to find the little arrow. That was third graders. They were mostly reading the Magic Tree House. Some read different ones at that level. They were talking about books. Remember, that is our whole object. And here's another example, if I can find. Oh, we played the Emperor one. All right, we don't have to play it again. But that is the VoiceThread example. And of course, if you download these as slides, you can extract the URLs. And I'm going to show you a wiki which will have all of them on there for you, or should. Here's another one that was by Lisa Yeh, and I think we played that as well. That was another one. That was the library one. All these kids used VoiceThread to make book talks. They talked about books. Peggy says, why did you have them all do their audio with this single identity? Because this was the very first time that these teachers were using a VoiceThread, and they were very hesitant to do anything. And so I set up one thing that they could all share. And I used a different email address than mine. Yeah, so I had to do it that way. Even the library blog page that I set up, I went in and did a different email and everything, and they're actually using that now. It just warmed my heart they're actually using something. Anyway, going back, we're going to make a VoiceThread. Yes, I want everyone in this room right now to go to VoiceThread. And let's see if I can find that. First of all, I think I will give you the instructions, which are going to be, this is our main wiki. And when I present, I put everything on a wiki. Did you ever go to a presentation a conference, you go to 20 presentations, you have 20 pieces of paper, maybe one person gives you 2, and you lose them all. They don't mean anything. Well, if everything is online and you get a little card when you're face-to-face or online, it's on, they just give you the link. Well, there it is. And I bet you anything that Peggy's going to put this in live on there somewhere. Yes, Peggy, I'm picking on you. All right, so if you look at that, it says our conference VoiceThread, and it tells you where it is. So all you have to do is go to VoiceThread. VoiceThread is going to be voicethread.com, and you're going to make a person or a person, your username, and an email that you can get the link at if you lose your password. If you already have one, then just go to Book Talks Library, and if you want to, and you actually don't even have to have any of that. If you just go to the last link I gave you, then you can just comment on that one. Let's see if we can bring this up right here. It is right here. Okay, you can see I'm not really very good at this medium just yet, but you live and you learn. Here we go. This is our Book Talk conference. So what you need to do is go to that link that I just put into the chat just now, and if you click on that, you probably, if it's set up correctly, you probably can just click on the arrow and click on the comment. Then it will ask you to allow your mic. It'll have a green thing or brown, red thing. And so click allow, and then the recording link will turn red. When you are done, click the red, and then you'll have two links to save or cancel. And if you wait a second, you'll hear your voice. If you're happy with it, click save. If you're not, then click cancel and do it again. And if you're totally desperate for help, then ask Peggy, because she's perfect. Oh, I got you again, Peggy. Yes, you can type a comment. You're right. You can also type a comment. So I'm going to give you all, oh, thank you. I'm going to give you all a little time to go and do that, and we'll see if we can. I don't know if it'll update in this medium or if I have to put it in again. We'll find out. We'll find out together. You know, I like to live on the edge. And so what did I do? I waited until this morning before I put all this together into a presentation. I finished my presentation about 1 hour before I had to give it. Why? Because that's more interesting. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of the bleeding edge and all that, but hey, you know, I'll be quiet. Oh, any particular subject, Matt? We're talking about book talk, so you could say something about that. You could say something about my presentation. Say something about the Library 2.0 conference. Something about a keynote. Yeah. So I'm seeing some comments come in. I password? Okay, Peggy, you know more about this than I do. I don't know. You didn't used to need a password for it, but it has changed a bit. I wonder. Yeah. Yeah, Pat. That's what I'm doing. Okay. that you're talking here in the room, and I don't know if that's going to record into the voice thread. You might have to go to that page and comment there. I'm thinking, but they have changed all this stuff so recently that it's difficult to keep up. If there are any questions, you can get on mic, or you can type it into the chat. And yes, the book is coming out in January 2012. Flattening Classrooms, Engaging Minds. So finally, my bosses have written the book. Over to you. If anyone would like to ask a question, it's 1:31, so we have still about 14 minutes until we need to definitely end, but just no thing says we can't end a little bit early so that you can make your choices for the next session and you can go there. So, would I bring it back into view? Yes, I will do that. Over to you. Thank you, Jamie. Well, if there are no questions, I'm going to stop the recording, and you can either ask, you can go to any of the pages, you can ask if other questions you don't want on the recording, or you can leave and then go to your next Library 2 session. Thank you so much for coming.